Jennings turns Tariff talk into a bigger question.
Is doing a good job of it so far.
Well, I think Scott Bessent is doing an excellent job. I think the Treasury Secretary talking about the end game, as we just heard, the 70 countries that have called, and really also some tough messaging on China today, talking about the leverage that the United States has. I think this is actually the messaging that will work. The messaging that will work and calm people down and also give people the confidence that there's a plan in place here on the tariffs. What's the purpose of it? What are we trying to accomplish both inside the United States and on the international stage? I do think he's right, by the way, about the tax cuts. I would actually take it a step further if I were them. And not only would I talk about the individual tax cuts being made permanent, I would be proposing massive cuts or an elimination of the capital gains tax right now. I'd be projecting and throwing out the idea of cuts in the corporate tax rate, because right now you have Democrats out there who've now found their free market. Their free market and low tax bona fides, and they're feeling that spirit right now. So let's see how serious they are and try to get them on board with even further reductions in taxes on corporate activity.
So the head of the European Commission put that out, and Donald Trump said that's not enough. So what's a good deal?
Well, I think it's probably different for different countries. I mean, what's good for us to do with Vietnam or the EU may be different from a smaller country or a country.
I hear that, but like, what's the problem with defining it to offer some certainty?
Well, I think the problem with defining it publicly on the front end or accepting the first deal that's put on the table by the EU or anyone else is to really box yourself in. And you don't want to start a negotiation where you think you have some leverage, you know, by saying, okay, fine, we'll take your first offer. I think that would be folly. If I might answer Bakari's criticism about the Congress on the tax cuts, it's not an either-or situation. This is a two-part plan. Part A is the tariffs and what Trump wants to do to restructure trade. Part B is the Congress has to do its job on making the tax cuts permanent, doing more to unleash American energy, and the other changes they want to make in reconciliation. It's not that one is a substitute for the other. They have to work together. And I know the president's meeting with some House Republicans today. I suspect what he's going to tell them is, I'm out here doing something huge, but you got to do your part because one doesn't work without the other.
Right.